Hey, welcome back to Class Culture. We were out and about having a good time. So, yes, my voice is just a little tiny hoarse. It's okay. Let's take a sip. Welcome back to Class Culture. Hearts of Gold. We are on 29. Yes, we are. Woo, we did it. By the time you see this, we'll be all caught up. And I feel great. Welcome back to VLOGTOBER 2021, number 29. We are going to talk about collectors, antiques, and auctions. We have to talk about where these things are acquired, right? We've discussed everything up to this point. Now tomorrow, I put everything. Well, here it is, right behind me. I'm a neat freak. So we have talked about everything. Now I'm not going to give you Halloween is Halloween. We're going to have fun. We're going to talk about this. Ooh, tomorrow, or yeah, I'll say tomorrow. When you see the 30th, we are going to talk about some fun things. And then the 31st, I will be on for Halloween. Now, I might have to come on early or a little late, depending on the family first, right? So please hang out for that. Hit the reminder button. You can see that video right now. So hit that reminder button. But for 30, it's going to be some spookiness. Yeah, we're going to do some spookiness. And then the first is the Day of the Dead. And the second is All Souls Day. That's why I need to decorate my little corner. I started it. It's really going to be very minimal this year because it is what it is. And then we'll be ready after we do all of this, put everything away. Then I can plan for cosplay December 2021. Shout out to the future and beyond. Hit all the playlists because you'll get to see all the fun that we have had or about to have and plan to have. Okay, because when I do schedule videos, you guys, I still place them in the playlist, but they're really down below because they haven't happened yet. But yeah, anyway, yeah. Okay, I cannot believe it. 29 episodes. Sorry. Not everything wants to fall apart, child. Hold on.
Give me a second. Give me a second. Stand by. Stand by. Red alert. Red alert. Yeah, you're not going to fall on the floor. Oh, no, no, no. I organized you for a reason, child. Okay? All right. We're going to talk about where they go to collect these things. If they're not out in the field, if they're not an archaeologist, if they are not, that great great grandson of that grandfather from 1672 and it hasn't been passed down, it has to be acquired, curated, bought, purchased, bid it for. You have to find these things, and usually this is where people come to get oddities and curiosities. Yes, so we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about cabinet of curiosities, collectors, private collectors, antiques, zoos. I had to throw that in there because people collect animals. They're called zoos. Auction definition, auction houses, how to bid at an auction, ancient spoils of war. Sometimes things are stolen. Yeah. And then we have, let me see, 8. Yes, we have 8 Webbies. All of this information is down below. If you happen to be new, stop the video and go to number 1 and then catch up. Because get your whole life. We've explained these things in detail. I have lined up each and every word, phrase, combination of, whatever subjects, okay? And then all the links are invaluable. We had some extra, right? So I've done all the hard work and the heavy lifting for you, my hearts of gold, because that's how we rock and roll over here. Now we've gotten to this point. This is how you get all the stuff. Curiosities and oddities. I swear to you, hand up in the sky, I think I've covered everything. Yay for Gigi. Shout out to you, subscribers, members, moderators, hearts of gold, and the clique, our posse, our VIPs, our internationals. Thank you so much for enjoying the episodes. We're going to do next year. Next year, I decided I'm just going to do like little 5-minute uploads, 5-minute uploads. I kind of know the topic already, but we got 11 months. Can you believe it? Day ones. I mean, a year ago, really. I mean, we're still chill. We're still vibing over here. But wow, my mind is, let me put the beanie back on. My mind is like, I'm just blown away at the growth and the love and the support you guys are showing me. Not only are you watching videos in real time, you're just saving them. You're just catching up. You're just, what do you call it? Binging. You're looking at videos from like months ago. I see you, boo, on the replay cruise. I see you watching Vlogmas. People who like Vlogmas search for other videos on Vlogmas. People who like Vlogtober are searching other videos on Vlogtober. I've got new subscribers. Thank you so much. And thank you, new members. I have to say that. I mean, we have to have good and proper customer service. Everything is in good order over here. Please subscribe, hit the bell at the same time, thumbs up the video. Thank you, all content creators that have community tabs, for sharing the videos. I appreciate you from the bottom of my golden heart. And we are on the way to number 29. So I described everything we're going to talk about. Let's look at the videos for the videos, child. Now, you know what I do all day is watch videos. So sometimes stuff just pop out of my mouth. Let's look at the visual. See, it rhymes. That's what it was. It rhymed. Now, I love old nasty antique store. I don't know about you, boo, but yes, I had to match the carpet. This is my jam. Okay, the tinier, the more stuffed and tight and overcrowded and hole in a wall, the better. I will spend an hour. I'll be going back and forth. If I got a basket, it usually gets full. I'll find a corner and say, "Can I load it up over here?" Like, because I will spend. I will spend. And now, okay, I've been collecting forever. I don't. My house don't look like that. Trust and believe. Now, my storage unit, which is very organized, plastic, everything organized, every freaking box got a whole system. Okay, but anyway, um, when I shop, I look for places like this. Me, buyers, collectors, auctioneers, um, fanatics of somebody might be looking for a golden button from 1872. You know, um, people, vendors, trust and believe those vendors don't have that stuff in their house. They go shop for it, and every Saturday or every fourth Tuesday, when they hit that antique fair, they then bought it too. So we're all interior designers. I mean, everybody, prop masters, set designers, theater. Yeah, everybody. We all up in there together. You know, and we're just looking for period pieces, things that we want. Sometimes we've called ahead of time. I like to make a list to keep me on track, on squirrel. But yeah, and I force myself to get everything on the list first. After I get on the list, then you got to be careful because you'll spend a lot of money. But if you're on a budget, if you're shopping for a production or what have you, you usually find what you want, and then you can do what? Turn it on eBay or Etsy. You can get rid of it. You don't keep that stuff. You can't. When I moved, um it was so crazy. I had to merge and purge 4 households at once. When family member returned to Poland, I had to merge that. When I moved from Northern California to Southern California, I had to merge that. When my mom moved from Michigan to Vegas, I had to merge and purge that. And then when I moved, I mean, it was the life of the military. When I moved from Nevada back to California, I merged and purged that. So everything I have, I want, and that's it. I'm not buying no more. I replace things. Like, for instance, I replaced the mini fridge in the crash pad, and now I'm going to replace the microwave. You know what I mean? Just I'm waiting for a good one on sale, y'all. The holidays are coming up. That and a sewing machine, and that's it for this year. Those are my 2 gifts for myself in 2021. Shout out to the future and beyond. But yeah, um, I don't need anything. When I see something, I throw it out. I throw it out. I throw it out. Um, I don't need a lot. So when I do go shopping or when I have collections of something, I'll get 5, let's just say thimbles. 5 and that's it. I don't need 800, that type of thing. So when I go out collecting, when I curate for shows or whatever, when I go to auctions, it's for a purpose, a reason, and it's one and or done and or replacement or gift. So yeah, but the tighter, the better. I was raised by people who love to antique shop. You know, and we're also going to talk about. Let's put this up here. Um, Specialized antique stores. Like I said, cabinets of curiosities. You know, um, I'll go to, let's just say, Iowa to visit family. Yes, I have a family in Iowa. um, and on the way there, I'll tell them I need to antique. If I'm coming all the way there, you need to, so when I'm traveling, I will antique at home and I will antique far, far away. And I'll tell them I need 5 hours, come back and get me in 5 hours. Or I'll look around and say, oh, okay, you can meet me in that restaurant. You drop me off at 11, meet me at that restaurant at 5. Because I like to be on my own. I'm not look how tiny the aisle is. I mean, I don't need to entertain you. I'm focused. I got my headphones on. I'm looking, I'm hunting, I'm pecking, I'm pricing, I'm haggling, bidding and haggling is almost the same thing. Haggling is to haggle the price down, to get it down lower, is with the shop owner. Or as you see these different cabinets, that this is different than the other one. These different cabinets are different vendors that have rented that space from that shop owner. It's totally different than the other picture. So if I want to haggle that white ginger jar, the store owner will call, or two of them will call the owner, the vendor, and say, instead of 40, she wants to give you 32. Is that okay? And they'll go, oh yeah, that type of thing. Or they'll tell them ahead of time. They'll give them a leeway, because they don't want to keep that stuff. Because you know what they're doing? They'll take that, pack it up, go to the Berkeley Fair, and then pack it up again, and then go back here and then unpack it and put it right back in that cabinet. They want to sell it. They want to sell it. Okay. So there's antique stores that are owned by one person, and they're big, I don't know, what do you call it? Co-ops. I don't know. Where the people buy these individual cabinets, not buy, rent, and put their wares in there. They also put these wares on Etsy and eBay. So when someone buys it, they come to the shop, hey, hi, to the clerk or the shop owner, open the cabinet, take it straight to the post office and mail it. So that's two types of places you can go to find goodies. Okay. Now we're also going to talk about spoils of war. Okay, for lack of a better term, after somebody dies, stuff is left on the battlefield, on your body, and you are stripped of it. Yeah, spoils of war. So we're going to talk about that. Every culture does it. Every human does it. Doesn't matter if you're the losing team or the winning team. They're going to pick something up and run away. Or if they're moving along, the troops, and they're following the people and they're fighting them, and the tank is gone and the people are gone. The peasants, the people, the community, the citizens come out and peck, the dead bodies for whatever they can find. Yep, it's a thing. It sure is. Okay. And then we're also going to talk about looted a little, teeny tiny, because we've already discussed this. But a lot of the African loot, from 300, 400 years ago that are in museums are being returned. And this is from Benin. Okay. So, yeah, it's being returned back to Africa. Thank goodness. But then again, instead of the antique stores, instead of the big bazaars with the, and not, they don't, do they call them bazaars anymore? That was an old head word. But no, instead of the antique store, instead of the co-op with the different curiosity cabinets, and instead of the weekend fair in the local county, whatever, you know how they have them in the big wide fields and this fair, that fair, all that type of thing. You can also go to auctions, okay, and bid. And we're going to talk about that. Auctions are so much fun. I've even been to estate sales. Okay, that type of thing. Did I add that on there? See, I always add something. Okay. Yeah. And that's it. No more. Don't ask. In. Okay. So yeah, and then I don't know. I don't know. After I finish this, I'm gonna shut this computer down because everything is so slow. What's wrong with you? Hold on for a second, you guys. Hold on. Yeah, that's a piece of paper. Hold on. A crinkly piece of paper. Hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna switch over. Just stand by. Let me give you something to look at just in case it gets nuts. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, no, okay. There we go. Yeah, it won't even show that. I'm going to give me a second. Because these last couple of videos have been Okay, I'm back. Yeah, I had to refresh. And I refuse. I refuse to start all over again. So sorry about that. At least you had a beautiful piece of antiquity to look at. Okay, yeah, I'm not playing with these internets and interwebs. I even backed up all of my files on my desktop because there's some weird science going on. Okay, there is aurora borealis over there in real time on the community tab. Matter of fact, I'm going to put that on my where is Deirdre right now while I wait. I got to wait for something to upload. Give me a second. Give me a second. Yeah, I put that over on my community tab. I meant to put that. I like to remind myself, you guys. I hope you don't hear anything. No, you don't hear anything. I'm going to put that on where is my Deirdre? Yeah, where is my Deirdre? Well, maybe you say that. I'm going to put that on my where is Deirdre? Yeah, there you go. It's funny. I just remind myself of it in that moment in time. So thank you. Sorry for the wait. That's how we do. Let's go to Cabinet of Curiosities first. Yeah, we're not starting that over again, but at least I got to show you some pictures and you can come and find it. All right, Cabinet of Curiosities. You can come and find it was like 5 minutes. It's okay. So Cabinet of Curiosities are collections of notable objects. Let me make sure you see. And I want to come down here, or do you want this? You want to see that in the back? Let me see. Let me see what it looks like. Yeah, that's cool. Is it weird? It's okay. All right. And I love the antique telephone. It's so cute. So yeah, it's a collection of notable objects. The term cabinet originally described a room rather than a piece of furniture. Isn't that weird? So the room was the cabinet. That's cool. Cabinets of curiosities are also known as wonder rooms, are small collections of extraordinary objects. Okay. Oops. Give me a second. Give me a second. Wait, what is going on? Hold on. Okay, I'm back. All right. I just have to go slow. Take my time. They were originally, like a cabinet, as in, a government type of situation, but were known as wonder rooms, were small collections of extraordinary objects, which today's museums attempt to categorize and tell stories about the wonders and oddities of the natural world. It's a mouthful, but that's the meaning, and we're going to keep that for further research. So if we look at the images, a cabinet, it's a cabinet to me, but then they meant a room of wonders. And that's fine. I mean, it's not a big deal. It really isn't. You can look at these old, beautiful images, right? And then you can look at that, right? And look on the wall, right? Taxidermy. Very interesting, right? It's kind of fuzzy. But then, sorry, you can look at a private collection, shells or what have you. You can look at a room, right? We've already discussed everything in there you can describe. You know what's up, right? Or we can look at a collection. See? If you squint, you can look all the way up and see the taxidermy and all that stuff. We've already discussed this. Now, I could not live in here. It's just, I don't want the place to look like a museum. I've sometimes I call my place a museum when I decorate for holidays, when I want to put a cute little corner near, if it's Halloween and I want to create, a whole cabinet of curiosities in the corner. then yeah, it'll look like a museum. But yeah, I can't be living in a house that looks like that. Nope. I like to put things away and then bring them out again. You know what I mean? So yeah, and this is another example of a cabinet of curiosities, a wonder room. And or I call them antique stores. It is what it is. And here are some more taxidermy and collections and all of that. So when you look that up, that's what you're going to find. Okay, collectors. I had to move my StreamYard too. That's why I pause, because I got used to being over there. I just want to get this in the books. The hobby of collecting, including seeking, locating, acquiring, I'll say curating, organizing, cataloging, displaying, storing, and maintaining items that are of interest to an individual collector, or, fill in the blank, a school, a museum, but whatever, right? Easy. Okay. Easy. Okay, what's next? This shouldn't be too long. Private collectors. Now, private collectors like their anonymity, and sometimes they have people bidding for them, and it's okay, because why? Of the competition. They don't want anybody knowing who that is that's buying it. And there's a private collector there, gentleman standing very proudly next to his objet d'art, or whatever they're collecting. I don't know. We're not going to look that close into it. But sometimes there are groups. Sometimes museums purchase things that way because it's a competition. Trust and believe. Sometimes individual collectors will collect things, and then all of a sudden they'll have a fabulous dinner party, and the other person will find out, oh, wow, that was you, because they didn't want the other person to get it. But related searches are Victorian cabinets, modern, and something else. That's a personal collector. Private, personal collection, whatever. A lot of times when these individuals pass away, these items, whether their children want it or not, or it's bestowed or given over to colleges and things like that. Okay, close your eyeballs. Let's go to all. Okay, a private collection is a privately owned, meaning I, Deirdre, own it. Or, it's not a school or a college or a museum. It's a private collection. Privately owned and acquired collection of works, whatever it is, or art or valuable items in a museum or an art gallery. The term signifies, and, you can read the rest. Okay. I'm just sorry. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. The publication is devoted to private collectors and their relationships with and gifts to public institutions. So that's what I just said. They are given after some people die, because they're gone. They don't. If they don't have any kids or anything, it's better to do it that way instead of giving it to the state. If you don't bestow it upon someone or bequeath it in the will, it goes to the state, and you don't want that. Give it away while you're here. Give it away as gifts slowly. That's what I say, especially if you have kids. So what's the next thing? Okay, estate sales. So we brought that up. That's when the problem just came through. Thank you for hanging out. I appreciate you. Okay, estate sales. So that's another way. Like I said, your parents collect antlers. You own one it. They pass away. They put it in the will. It's up to you, whatever you want to do with it. What do? Have an estate sale. Easy breezy. That was a Sesame Street easy explanation. Yours. Done. Okay? And you can do more research into that. I put it down there. You got to do the rest. So what is an antique? No, I don't want to do that. Let me do after and okay. Antique. Give me a second. Okay. Sorry, it's a word in here. I want to move it. Give me a second. cut. Yeah, I want to put that over here. That happens. Okay. So, yeah, let's do antiques. Okay. So the person passed away, private collectors, how do they get their hands on things? And, after they pass away, estate sales, you will find antiques there as well instead of antique stores. All right. So that's right. I'm just walking through it. Sometimes I mix it up. So, yeah. So there's the cute little phone up in the corner there. It's absolutely adorable. We all know what an antique store looks like. I am not going to do the definition. I love hourglasses. Yes. Okay. There's a billion antique stores, you guys. So here is related searches, but depending on the item, you could put in clock antiques, hat antiques, silver antiques, silverware, shoes, pots, pans. I don't know. Wooden antiques. You can just go for it. It's down below. You know what an antique is, right? And people always want to say, what is it? What constitutes an antique and an heirloom and things like that? It's up to you. That's what I say. It's up to you. And they say it has to be at least 100 years old. Okay, let me go back and show you, because I didn't show you that part. They say it has to be at least 100 years old. I beg to differ. It can be, I don't know, 50 in my opinion. But anyway, a true antique is an item perceived as having value because of its aesthetic or historical significance. I will also add the word provenance in there. And often defined as at least 100 years old, although the term is often used loosely to describe any object that is old. It's very loose. Okay, so I'm gonna stop sharing. Oh no, I was slacking on this, wasn't I? If it comes in my mind, see how the natural things just pop out of my mind, and that's fine. You get to learn and watch and see the process. Provenance. Yeah, because that's important to add that in. Here we go. I'm getting good with the fingers. Woo! Okay. Provenance. Okay.
Provenance
is the chronological, that's how I'm going to say it. Chronological. That's how I'm going to say it. Is that, look, I drive myself nuts. I like using words properly. I like pronouncing them properly, and it is what it is. Chronology. I've always said it the other way. Chronological. Okay. Provenance is the chronology of the ownership, custody, or location of. And now we are not going to look that word up. It is what it is. You look it up. Custody of location of a historical object. You can trace it. That's all they have to say. Trace it from one owner to the next. The term was originally mostly used in relation to works of art, but is now used in similar scenarios. The place of origin or earliest known history of something, the beginning of something's existence, something's or origin. Okay, a record of ownership of a work of art or an antique used as a guide to authenticity or quality. You know why? Because people will cheat and lie and try to sell something that is not an antique. So you can trace it. TRACE. That's all you need. All right. So auction definition. Okay. Let's do auction houses first. And trust me, the professionals have done it already for you, even before it gets to the auction floor. They have professionals, insurance, detectives, everything. Remember that show on PBS, History Detective? Yes, I love that show. Now you're gonna make me go watch an episode. You can go find one on YouTube for free. Hmm. But yeah, I love they would trace everything. Ooh, they would do the research. Ooh, I love that. Ooh, maybe we should pick a month next year and we just become history detectives or get an object and just really delve into it. So what's next? Yeah. Auction houses. You want auction definition first? Yeah, let's do auction definition. Because, give me a second. After it's authenticated, it goes to the auction house. So let's get the auction definition first. All right. Now, that's when I get crazy. I have to be by myself when I'm editing, planning, researching, getting down to the nitty gritty. I can't get anything to knock me off my perch. I love the process. All right. Auction definition. All right. An auction is a process of buying and selling goods or services by offering them up for bid, taking bids, and then selling the item to the highest bidder. The word auction is derived from the Latin "augio," which means I increase. Augio. And I'll make this big in a minute. So there are the folks at the auction. Oh, yes. Huge auction. Got all them folks there. And then here is it's augio. That's the best way I can say it. That you can look this up too. Much broader than the common sense definition. eBay is one type of auction. That's why I love eBay. Sometimes I bid on stuff y'all don't even plan to buy, just because it's fun. It has nothing to do with gambling. I am far from a gambler, but it is fun. Because you're bidding against the owner and they full of crap. They trying to sell something that's worth $2 for $800. It's so stupid. But yeah, it's kind of a crapshoot. But yeah, you can look and get your whole life and learn what an auction is. Okay. So the next term is auction houses. Yeah, it's a crapshoot. And sometimes when I really want something, I go in. I've won some good ones. I've been in physical auctions like that you saw there on the screen. I've been to estates and I've done the eBay thing. Do I buy it to turn it around? I buy it to keep it. I've never bought anything to put it back on eBay or Etsy. Never. Maybe later in life. I don't know. But no, I get it for keeps. Let us take a sip. And you can read the definition of an auction house. Is a company that facilitates the buying and selling of assets, such as works of art and collectibles. An auction house may sometimes refer to the facility that an auction is taking place in. Most commonly refers to the company running the auction. Sotheby's. Everybody knows Sotheby's. Now, the thing about an auction is almost like escrow. The person just wants to get rid of it. They hire somebody to sell it. They get a cut. Everybody's happy. They ain't got time. They don't want to sell it to an antique store. They don't want to put it on eBay. They don't want to put it on Etsy. They want to keep their anonymity. They just want it out of their life, and they want the money. Auction houses are perfect because their clientele is huge and it's worldwide, and they will get the best price on the planet by doing it like that. So yeah, and you can do the rest of your research. Versus us walking around in an antique store hunting and pecking. They will put it in the catalog, they'll put it on the internet, they'll advertise it. It's all of that and a bag of chips. It's a lot of fun. Okay. How to bid at an auction. Now we got some webbies. Did I count them for you? 8. So we just want to get this part out of the way. So this is how you get sometimes you find oddities and curiosities. That's why this has to be a part of this series, whatever you want to call it. In a buyer bid auction, the highest bidder takes ownership of the item at their bid price. And they always have a starting bid, okay? Whereas a seller bid, buyer bid, highest. A seller bid is the lowest. Does that make sense? Wins the right to sell the goods for the highest bid accepted by a buyer. Okay? But I'm more buyer bid scenario. And that's what we're talking about. That's what you often see. The high, where they put the paddle up or the paper or the make a scratch their head or whatever, you know. And these people that are bidding, they go there all the time. So the person that is running the auction, let me see. Auctioneer, yeah, the person whom the seller engages to direct, conduct, and be responsible for a sale by auction. I'm not putting that in there. You can find it. They recognize, they know it's a showmanship. It is a hoot. You should go see it. It's a lost art. But it's a bunch of them all around the planet. Now, when you go to European bazaars, that's where the word came from, open air fairs, and it's vicious. These people are crazy. But it's a lost art. It's been passed down over 5 centuries, and they are brutal. They barter, they bicker, they haggle. It's a headache. You're like, I just want it. Just give it to me. But yeah, hopefully they speak English. I think that's what they mean as far as seller bid. Okay. I don't know. I mean, um, I think that's what they mean, because I'm not buying a old shoe. I bought a crystal Chanel bottle from like one of her first Chanel bottles. I think it was a Roman open air fair, for like $70, and he went at like 300. I was like, nope, and I walked away. Come back, come back, come back. And he was like 100. I said, nope. I walked away. Come back, come back, come back. He's like, okay, $70. I said, okay, that's what I wanted in the first place. But it was all drama, and they try to make a big scene, and everybody comes over, and it's like, what is going on? But the travel agent had warned me. They were like, we're gonna be over here at the cafe. I said, I want that bottle, and I got it. It was fun, but it was a headache. It's like, I don't want all of that dramatics to just get that little bottle, but I still have it. It's mine. But yeah, that's what they mean. Like an open air bazaar somewhere, and you're haggling back and forth, and I'm going to give you the lowest price I can find, because I'm not. Whereas the auction house is the opposite. I know you know what I mean. If you don't, ask me later in a live show. So what's the last thing we want to look at before we look at Webbies? Okay. So yeah, like I said, the auction house is highest bid wins, and it is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. So if you could go stand in the back and don't buy nothing, just so you can see. It's a nice afternoon thing to do. Now, before we go to spoils of war, let's go to zoos, because believe it or not, zoos kind of do the same thing what I described, but it's with live animals, zoos, aquariums, things like that. A zoo is a facility in which animals are housed within enclosures, cared for, displayed to the public, and in some cases bred for conservation purposes. The term zoological garden refers to zoology, the study of animals. That, believe it or not, I mean, I'm not here to fight, fuss, or debate. I'm just saying it is the same process. People collect animals, right? Snakes, fish, whatever. I had to put it in there. Pardon moi. It has to be a part of the discussion. So yeah, spoils of war. Spoils of war. The term means enemy, movable property, lawfully captured, seized, confiscated, or found, which has become, and then you can fill in the rest. I think I got this definition already, but I'm just making sure. So let's go straight to the websites because I don't want this to be too long. I just wanted this to be a part of oddities and curiosities. That would definitely go under oddities and curiosities. A short story time before we do these websites, and that's going to be it. The next one is going to be 30 and then 31. So let me pull this up. You know how I'm going to do. So you'll have something nice to look at. Right? That's one. And it's still spoils of war, right? Still includes everything we talked about, whether it's art and everything in that town, in that country, in that village became the victor's property of the squabble, right? Whatever, war, battle. So it included everything, unfortunately, even the humans, right? So yeah, give me a second. I'm putting all these webbies up here. Well, at least 3 at a time, because you know how I rock and roll. Here we go. Cabinet of Curiosities. So wonder rooms or whatever. So yeah, we already talked about it. We already taxidermy and all this stuff. I like this website because it's called macroevolution.net. It is really, really cool. They really explain things in a very concise way, right? Kind of sort of the same what we've gone over, but now we can delve into it. You get to figure it out. And look at that. One of the earliest and most impressive cabinets, wonder rooms, had 7,000 specimens. So these were serious collectors. It's amazing. You could write a book, make a movie, just make a play, whatever, poem about these wonderful collectors. Okay, and there he is with his what? Right? Wet specimen. So there it is. Curiosities, a huge collection of curiosities. So it goes way, 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 way back. And this stuff was what? Passed down through generations after they passed away. Okay? What did I call it? Yeah. Sorry. There's a lot going on over here. Sorry. Okay. Next. Okay. Cabinet of Curiosities. And now I'll tell my story when we get to the spoils of war. All of these are down below, FYI. So here's another website, Strange History. Okay. So here's a list of things they found in a collection. Okay. So I thought that was fun. All right. Cabinet of Curiosities from 18th century London. So that's down below. What's next? All right. I just love looking at this stuff. Sometimes museums would buy whole collections and just throw it in the museum and open up the next day, and there it was. Now, we talked about animals are part of collections, zoos. We talked about oddities and curiosities are part of collections in museums. Sometimes buildings are oddities as well. This is known as, this is a great read. Okay. What is it called? Okay. Yeah, I don't want to spoil alert it. I forgot because I've been busy. It's referred to as a glorified elevator shaft, but it's a whole con artist story, and it's really kind of funny, but it's not. And it had to do with con men and showmanship and uh, you know, thievery and all of that. It's very interesting. It's very interesting because people are kind of illiterate and don't know the ins and outs. That's why you should always hire someone, like I just said, escrow or a third party to look over contracts and plans. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, that's fun too. That's an oddity. Oddities don't have to be in museums and auction houses and collections. They can be buildings, they can be sites, they can be locations, they can be graveyards. It can be anything on planet Earth, really. Under the ocean, shipwrecks, all kinds of fun. All right. So what's next? Yeah, I found it. I was like, oh, that'll be fun. So that's down below in the description box. All right. What's next? I'm going to paste all 5 of these. So stand by. And let me give you something good to look at. So just like we said here, look at the gentleman. He has a personal collection. He's very proud of it. As you can see, it's displayed on a wall. Beautiful color to put on the wall. I love that chocolate. I don't know what it is. It can be documents. It can be ephemera. It can be hand-signed President Lincoln letters. It doesn't matter. It's of value. You should always get insurance on everything you own in your collection as well. So I wanted to put that out there as well. So stand by while you look at his wonderful collection. Now, collections be wise. He's wise. You put it in a frame, it's on the wall, it ain't taking up no space. That's smart. Now, I have a collection of things we're going to talk about over on Art and Craft Therapy. So definitely go over there and subscribe. So give me a second. Give me a second. We're almost there. It's so funny. I pace myself. I get good at doing this stuff. And by the end of the year, we're going to be moving on to something else. But that's okay. Look, I've made content based on research. I think a lot of content creators are missing out on filling their channels up with goodness and letting your audience know what you're all about. I don't understand. It works for me, so I would encourage everybody to try it. I don't know. It's just me. So he's standing there. He's got his items on the wall. They're properly framed and displayed. Get insurance. Okay? That's all I got to say. Get insurance. Okay. And as far as the looted art that's being returned back to its original countries and or tribes and or continents, you can read about that on your own. Okay? But yeah, it will allude to some of that. All right. What's next? And it will, one of these videos, I mean, not videos, links will allude to that. Now, first, before we go to, let's go to this one first. Best, A Collector's Weekly, talks about, oh, where's the article? That's not it. Collector's Weekly. Did I look? You know what? I was probably reading about something else. Or is this more old news? Oh, okay. Remember I was telling you guys about the antique news publication I used to get? This is a version of it. And they talk about antique stuff. That's what it was. Okay. There's a bottled up oddity and curiosity. So there are more articles. Baseball cards, menus, whoopee cushions, all types of relics, you know, athletic things, all types of weird stuff people find, you know, metal, you know. Here, somebody collects cast iron door stops. Okay, so that's why this is here. You know, of teapots, the delicate stuff. See, I don't collect nothing like that no more. I used to. I'm like, that's crazy, because stuff would break, and I would get so mad. I'm like, no, I can't be doing that. That's too much of. That's a heartbreak. Okay, what else? I'm focused. Give me a second. Okay, how to bid. So even though we talked about it, even though there was a nice Google search on the phrase and all of that good stuff down below, here is the auctioncollective.com, how to bid. And now if you're on YouTube already, you can find that for yourself as well. So yeah, there you go. Before bidding, you need to create an account. This is just for this website. Okay, find the artwork, email your auction paddle number, take your paddle number to the auction. Now you're ready to start bidding. Okay, there you go. It's digital now. Kind of cool, right? Hold on. Stand by. All right, I'm back. So yeah, it's so cool. I can't even tell you. You can look up auctions, buy now, viewing rooms, all artwork, live stream bidding, because it's a pandemic. So, and then we're on the end of it, but still absentee bidding, it's a lot going on, and you can figure it out. Telephone bidding, right? This is all for you. Have a nice day. Down below in the description box. Now, before we go to Spoils of War, we're going to go to the zoos that I brought up before, because it's important to know that they also are oddities in a sense, because they're conservation situation. They're trying to save a population of 100 tigers or whatever. So it's kind of different, but it's not, but it's still a collection of things, even though they're living, breathing things. So are aquariums. So that's why I wanted to add this as well. Okay. A zoo is a place where animals live in captivity and are put on display, just like oddities and curiosities, for people to view. The word zoo is short for zoological park. They contain a wide variety of animals that are native to all parts of the earth, and you can read the rest. Now, I'm not here to fight with anybody. It is what it is. Okay? Kings and queens would have menageries and things. I'm not putting that word down there. You can find it. But yeah, that is direct lineage of that. Let me see. A collection of wild animals kept in captivity for exhibit. Okay, I'll put it there. Where would I put it? I'll put it at the top after zoos. Okay? But you're going to look it up. You can do it. Because I'm looking at it now, and it's just a word. That's what it says. Let me see what the images look like. Okay. You talked me into it. We're at an hour. We only have 2 more to go. And my little story time. Okay. Boom. That's the beginning of zoos. Personal, private, usually royal menageries of animals they would acquire from visiting whatevers. And they were horrible. Trust me. It was horrible, but it was a thing. Things just come out of my mind, and we can do it in real time. It's okay. But yeah, like, see, this is horrible. They're fighting. It's just, I don't like it. Okay, versus maybe a menagerie of birds is more pleasant. And then some castles had gigantic firsts zoos, and they had absolutely no idea how to take care of these animals. A lot of them would die, and Oh my God, it's just too much. It's too much. So there you go. But yeah, sometimes I just don't want to bring things up because it's just another topic. But there it is. It belongs here. You got it. Back then, oddities, curiosities were living things. They still are now. Now, which one do I want to do first? Let's do this one first. Okay. Nature.com talks about spoils of war. Why it happens. It's a different take on it. And they talk about warfare ecologists. Ecologists. Sorry. Warfare ecologist. Okay. Studying warfare's effects on the environment. Get your life. It's down below. I wanted to include it because you know how we rock and roll. Okay. So this is the last one. I'll keep it up here. I'll tell my little story time. And then that's it. We did it. Archaeology.org. Okay. Now, again, spoils of war. Okay, I'm going to leave that up there, right there. Let me take down the banner. So, my dad, World War II hero, came back from the war, became the 3rd Black police officer in Detroit, Michigan. It's either the 3rd or the 2nd. I don't know. Nobody can tell me. I guess I could write and have somebody research it for me. 13th precinct, Detroit, Michigan. Liver noise. How can I describe it? I was just down in the basement one day. I was clearing out the basement for my own purposes. I wanted my own space to do something, and I did it, and it was okay. And I'm going through old things, and I found some of his old Army stuff. I kicked myself because I did not. I figured that was my mother's property. I did not take it with me when I went away to the military, because by the time I growed up and she moved away, or didn't even move away, it was just gone. And I just hate it. But anyway, it's gone. But anyway, I remember knowing where it is, looking through it and all of that. Well, years later, one day, my mom asked me, she says, I'm trying to get rid of your dad's gun collection. I was like, he had a gun collection? She was like, yeah, I kept it in a secret place, not where all his other stuff is. I was like, yeah, because I never saw that. Well, she she mailed the Luger gun that he took off the body of a German soldier that he was in the military. It was World War II, that obviously he took as a trophy. No one has ever discussed it. No one can confirm. She never said anything. It is what it is. She just wanted to get rid of it. So she sent me the German Luger gun. We were in the military. As soon as my husband at the time saw it, he was like, I don't want it. That's bad juju. Get rid of it, right? Hold on. Here, let me put this up here. Hold on. Okay, sorry. So I searched high and low, auctioneers. They wanted me to authenticate it. Where'd you get this? Da da da. They started asking 2 questions. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna hide it. I can't get rid of it. Okay. So afterward, I always just kept it. I did. Because it was, somewhat of a thing. My dad picked it up from the battlefield in World War II in Germany, right? And years after that, after the divorce and everything, I'm at work with a boss, and we're just talking, and we got on the subject of war and this and that. And one of the bosses was like, yeah, I sold one of my uncle's guns. And I was like, what type of gun? And he was like, oh. He's like, oh, I think it was an old German Luger. I was like, oh, can you do that again for me? He was like, why? And I told them the whole story. They were enthralled. I think it was late getting back to work. I was like, well, I got to go. They were like, no, you're going to finish this story. So and it was in front of everybody. It wasn't no, a secret thing. They were like, no, if he can do it before, he can do it again. I'm like, yeah, I'll come and bring it because I've had it. The kids are getting older. I want them to find it. It is what it is. I've lived with it long enough. Dad's gone to heaven, and who cares? It's just a spoil of war, right? And he took that gun and he sold it, and I shared. I wanted to split half and half. He was like, no, no, no. I think he sold it for like, I don't know, $500. I think he only kept like 150. He was like, no, it was my pleasure. It was great. It's fine. Well, long story short, he had an uncle that had an antique store. So, yay, right? Otherwise, I didn't know what to do with this thing. But yeah, that's my spoil of war story. Yeah, my mom didn't want it. The hubs at the time didn't want it. The kids' dad, because we were still in the military. He was like mad. I'm like, well, I don't get in trouble. How? It's spoil of war and it might be illegal. I mean, he lost his shit. But yeah, so I just hid it. I just told him I gave away. But it was my dad, so he got over it. But yeah, I finally sold it. I'm like, I don't care. I think I bought the kids Christmas gifts on behalf of their granddad or something like that. But yeah, it wasn't a big thing to me. But for some people, it's a big thing. And he was like, don't tell anybody. How did it get here? I said, she mailed it. He was like, oh my God. You're not supposed to do that. I'm like, shut. If you're yelling, somebody going to hear you through the wall. What's wrong with you? But yeah, this is all interesting stuff. As you can see, Mesopotamia, Egypt, Turkey, Rome, China, England, Mexico, Japan. It's a very interesting read, and I definitely wanted to end this show with that. It was an oddity. It was a curiosity. Sometimes you want it, sometimes you don't. Just like I explained earlier in this episode, sometimes the young folk get stuff, they don't want it. If it was a cute piece of old nasty jewelry, yeah. But yeah, spoils of war, no thank you. When my mom passed away, she had handed it to me physically, so it's mine. She says, you do whatever you want with it, her jewelry, her belongings, her this and that. And I did. And I was at peace with it. Some things I kept, some things I didn't. Sometimes I'll share things with you guys. Some things I gave over to my daughter and my son, and that was it. Easy. I think when you're alive, you should give them the things, even though you still have them in your possession. That way they will know, get it in writing, get it on paper, film it. We got cell phones, we got cameras. This is yours when I pass away. That easy. You could show that to anybody, and they would go, oh, okay, they gave it to you. End of bulletin. Okay, so yes, we did it. Collectors, antiques, and auctions. Everything is down below in the description box. Let me go ahead and make my, copy of all the goodies and the changes we did. And this will definitely be here forever and ever, residing in this video. Thank you, Hearts of Gold. We did it. We made it. Woo! We are on time. We will do on the day of October 30th and 31st, and that will be it. And the 1st and the 2nd. For oddities and curiosities, I'm going to kind of miss it. I am. But I did it. Woo! It was a lot. It was a lot. A couple times I was But I thank you from the bottom of my golden heart. You guys, you know why? Because we are production every year, September, October, November, December, production, family, and holidays. I appreciate you allowing me to use this time to do and be productive and to celebrate and to family first and to love on the people that I know in my life as much as I do love you. I'm always thinking about you guys. Thank you for sharing videos through the day. Thank you for leaving comments through the day. We love that as content creators when you engage with us, even if we aren't live. That's the point of the playlist. That's the point of a community tab. If you ever want to get my time and or attention, my phone number is down below in the description box, along with the email. I appreciate you guys so much. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And until next time, hit all the reminder buttons on the upcoming shows in a live near you. Okay. Thank you. Bye.